Hello everyone, TCG Talk here with another video, and we are doing a video live from the Las Vegas premiere. Just got done with the main event, the premiere event, and I ended up playing Fi, as is tradition, playing the Ninja. I forced him a little bit. It wasn't an amazing Fi deck, but it was a decent Fi deck, and I'll kind of talk about it and what my thoughts were. But yeah, the polls were fun. Ended up going 3-3, forcing Fi. I could have played Dromai, honestly. I ended up getting both of these cards in Dromai. So I got Invoke, obviously the really popular, kind of mainstay dragon that Dromai has. It's on the card art and everything else. If you flip it here, it's the one that basically is a 6-power dragon where you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck and you deal twice the amount of damage as red cards revealed that way. So it's really powerful, but it does cost 6 to play. And then I got Burn Them All, which is really popular. So I got some really good Dromai cards, but I just didn't want to play Dromai. I wanted to play Fi. So having that, kind of just go over the deck real quick. I won't go over everything about the event so far because I want to do that when I get home and it's more set, but I figured it'd just be fun for y'all to kind of see what I do with the deck. So obviously played with Fi. Ooh, that glare is annoying. Let's see if we can fix that for y'all real fast. Probably not. Okay, it's fine. We'll make it work. So we did Fi. We ended up playing Serried Emberblade. This card is nuts. This weapon, obviously people were talking about like using this for Kodachis. Definitely would use this. It is so good, guys, so good, especially if you run a full Draconic build. It just gets really nutty really fast. I pulled this generic equipment. Honestly, these like don't look good at first, but in a sealed format where there's several cards that just deal damage, like there's several cards in this set where it doesn't deal arcane damage, it doesn't deal physical damage, it's just deal 2 damage to target, right? So like this helps because you technically can't pitch to block those type of effects. You have to use something with your equipment or some type of like instant that just prevents damage or ward or something like that. So this ended up being really useful. I pulled the generic Draconic equipment, which is really good. It's basically a Findle Spring Tunic, just a one-time use. If you've played a red card, you can destroy this and gain a resource. It's really good. Like I would play a red card and maybe I didn't have a blue in hand, only had like a yellow, and then pop this and then play Emberblade with the 1 extra resource I had floating, right, with 1 in floating and then 1 from this. Just really good. I ended up also pulling Heat Wave, which is really nice. This helped me get a couple swing turns. I think out of my 6 games I went 3-3 on, I had 3 6 to 7 linked buy turns, including one where I played all 3 Phoenix Flames out, which was nuts. Ended up playing with Heat Wave to give all those +1. And then I had Quell Slippers as my legs, just to help, again, deal with those pesky cards that say deal 2 damage, deal 1 damage, or whatever it may be. So I had a full equipment suite, which was really nice with Fi. Overall, just, super happy with that. That was kind of like where the power of the deck was. But looking at the deck, I'm going to organize it here real fast. We'll go over reds, then yellows, then blues. Reds, we ended up, we didn't have a lot of 2Ls. We had mostly 1Ls. We had Burn Away. This card is really good late game in sealed and in draft because it only attacks for 2, and most time you don't want to banish a Phoenix Flame to give that +2 buff with Go Again. But late game, when you're not worried about playing like 2 or 3 Phoenix Flames out a turn, you'll sometimes banish. You can use this like it's your first card, then you banish a Phoenix Flame. All of a sudden, it's 4 Go Again. You can continue your turn. So that was really good. Blaze Headlong is really good. If you play another red card this turn, it gains Go Again, so it's a 0 for 4. Definitely really good. We obviously have the 3 Phoenix Flames, including the promo that we got, which was the foiled Phoenix Flame promo. And then looking at other Draconic cards, right? I'll try to do the Draconic ones first for you, and then we'll talk about a couple of the generic ones that I put in. Just make sure all these are in here. Okay, cool. Then we've only pulled 1 M-Flame. It would have been nice to have more of these. Honestly, I played against 1 Fi that had 2 of these, 2 Uprising, 2 Flame Calls, and 2 Rise from the Ashes. Just nutty. Only having 1 of these kind of sucks, but it was all good. No worries there. Had 1 Lava Burst. Really good card if you can get at the end of it. I won a game off of this. He was down to 2 health, and he kept trying to block me out because he was trying to fatigue me, but he had to basically use 1 card per attack, and I got to the 4th chain link and played this for 5, and he couldn't fully block it out, so ended up winning off that. Rising Resentment, this card's going to be an auto include, I think, in most Fi decks. It's just so good. Like if you play an attack and then play Rising Resentment and banish a 1 cost, and then that 1 cost can be played for free. Like you played like a Ronin Renegade 0 for 3, then you play Rising Resentment 0 for 3, banish a Cinderskin Devotion, play Cinderskin Devotion for free. Like you can just do a lot with this card. It's really good. Like when you couple this card with this card, so you play like Ronin Renegade first and then Rising Resentment, and then you can play like, I have it in here, you can play like a Cinderskin Devotion for free. So it's just really good. But yeah, I ended up getting a Ronin Renegade and then ended up playing a Cinderskin Devotion. So that was really good. Cinderskin Devotion's pretty good. I think it's going to be an auto include in the deck, but depending on how wide Fi wants to go, this could possibly get cut. It's not that hard to get it off, but there are certain turns where like you'll get unlucky and you'll get like a red Lava Loyalty and a red Cinderskin Devotion together with a blue, and you're like, well, what do I do now? So you basically have to like find a way to give these cards go again, so it can get a little bit annoying. I had one Brand, the Cinder Claw. This is a really good card because it gives your next attack in this combat became Draconic in addition to other card types. So that's really good with like cards like Trade In or cards like Scar for Scar. It'll count towards that. So it's really nice. Then we had Red Hot. This card is bonkers. I dealt 8 damage with this card. Game 1 ended up winning that game. So Red Hot is played Chain Link 4 or higher. When you attack with this, reveal the top X cards of your deck, where X is the number of Draconic Chain Links you control. So I played this on the 5th Chain Link. I revealed 5 cards and I revealed 4 reds. So I dealt, after him, like he chip blocked, but he was trying to keep 2 cards in hand, and then all of a sudden I was coming in with 8 damage. And what's good about this card is, if you reveal 4, it deals 4 damage to the target, but it's not arcanic, like it's not arcane or physical, it's just 4 damage. So unless they have Quell or Ward or Spectral or something, not even Spectral, I can't even block it, but they basically, I think if Spectral could block it, if you deal 1, deal 1, so Spectral could, but they can't block it with cards from hand or pitch to block it, so it's harder for them to block it. I had one Engulfing Flame Wave, pretty good card, not as good in sealed unless you have like a really tuned deck, but in a tuned deck this could be really good. I had one Rapid Reflex, which I ended up getting really lucky on. I won 1 game off of this Rapid Reflex. This is basically a Razor, but only for 0 cost cards. And then 1 Searing Touch, which is really good. When you attack with this, deal 2 damage to any target. Basically almost like Chain's freaking Invert Existence, where you just deal 2 damage on top of it. So that was really nice. So that was my reds. Then I had a couple others that were not Draconic. So I put in 1 Erase Face. I got the foil version of it. I don't know if this is the foil one. Oh, it is. Yep, there you go. That's the foil one. I got Sigil of Protection. In sealed, this card is so good. If you can get tempo and like you have a full grip with Sigil of Protection in your hand and you play like 3 or 4 attacks on them and then you just drop this down at the end, it's basically an automatic defense reaction during your next turn. So it's so good, so good. They can pop it with like, a really small attack and get it out of the way, but it still forces them to do that. Then I had Trade In, just a decent card. If you play it from Arsenal, it has Go Again, and you can cycle if you need to. I actually never used the cycle. I never needed to, but I did get its Go Again effect sometimes. And then Scar for a Scar is my reds. Really good. Yellow, we'll go through this fast. Cinderskin Devotion, Rebellious Rush, just a good 2 for 4. Go Again. Not ideal, but in sealed, not bad. Brand of Cinder Claw, 0 for 2, Go Again. Lava Vein Loyalty, 0 for 2, potential Go Again. Sift, I ended up using this twice. This is pretty good. It's a 0 cost card, and you play the, like, let's say you have a really crappy hand, but you have Sift in your hand. You can play this out, bottom the other 3 cards, and just draw 3 new cards, right? It's like a Tome of Harvest, but for free. It's pretty nice. Rebellious Rush is 2 for 5, Go Again. Oh, that should have been the reds, but yeah, I had Rebellious Rush in there as well. And then also Soaring Strike. 1 for 3, Go Again, banish a card if I want to. It gains Go Again as well. This was really, I played this once or twice where like I banished a card and was able to give a card that normally wouldn't have Go Again, like Trade In. Just really good for that. So that was my yellows. And then finally we had the blues. Blues weren't anything special. They were probably the weakest part of my deck. I had Healing Balm, Soaring Strike, Brothers in Arms, Critical Strike, Sigil of Protection, Mounting Anger, Rising Resentment, Rise from the Ashes, such a good card. I would definitely run this in red and blue probably in my deck, like a tune deck. Just allowing you to go get Fleeing Flames from your graveyard is really nice. And then Scar for a Scar. So I ended up running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blues. I just was afraid of Icelander a little bit, and I was like, well, I might as well have a couple extra blues to try to, pitch to something. And then also had a Dust Runner Outlaw, which is a 0 or 1 for 3 go again. So I had 14 unconditional go again cards and a 36 card deck, and then I had like 8 conditional go again cards. So pretty solid. Like, it's not a bad deck. It definitely just didn't have like some of the swing cards he has, like Flame Call and like Uprising and Red Rise from the Ashes and stuff like that. So but did pretty well. Ended up winning 3 packs. Didn't open anything crazy in 3 packs. I did open another dragon in one of my 3 packs, so opened this one. So now I have 2 dragons, which is pretty dope. But yeah, overall the event's been fun. I'll keep trying to update y'all. Obviously I'll do like a more in-depth, like, relaxed video when I get home. But I just wanted to give y'all as much content as I could while I'm giving it. Yeah, hopefully y'all enjoy this. I'll see y'all next time on the next video. Thank y'all so much.